Man, Sun and Moon improved so much throughout the last few weeks. I mean, come on, last week's episode was another fantastic one. Can't wait to see more. Oh. And we're back to old Sun and Moon.
Pokemon Ranger, I choose you!
What's up, my dear boys and girls, it's Ranger here and welcome to another review of the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. And oh my god, I was hoping for this good streak of great Sun and Moon episodes to last a little bit longer, but we are back to the old ways of the Sun and Moon anime with episode 109, The Birth of an Island Queen, Ash's Grand Trial, including lots and lots of uninteresting slice of life, comedy, and a huge Ash pull which would make the Lucamine Pikachu Z Crystal ending proud. By the way, normally I would do a segment where I would rate last week's episode, but I decided to dedicate a full review on that one as well, even though it's late, because I just loved this episode so much. But before I can start to review that episode, let's get this one out first. So grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and let's do this. The episode doesn't really start off too bad, since the first scene of it is HAPU in a really cute outfit performing her Island Queen ceremony. It was quite a nice performance, but what most of you guys don't know is that we actually celebrate a return, the return of the comedy scenes during serious moments. Yeah, like Kyawa pleaded to everybody to be quiet, only to be the loudest guy in the room thanks to Rotom. And from this point onwards, I knew that something was fishy, because the amount of funny faces have increased again compared to the last few episodes. And no need to worry, my boys and girls, the returns don't stop there. After HAPU showcased the Island Trial Battleground, in which Ash has to battle on later, what is the next thing Ash and his friends are going to do? Maybe thinking about a strategy against the ground-type Pokemon? Maybe train a little bit to prepare yourselves? None of that, because we have another return! The return of slice of life moments to drag out the episode, including even more funny faces! Yay! Oh man, I really missed last week's episode already. With Lily and Marlo playing some kind of racing game with Shiron and Shaman? Like, really guys? This is the first real scene you have with Shaman? Comedy scene with Rowlet, splashing water at each other, and basically just doing nothing. Yep, that was the entire first half of the episode. But hey, screw that! Now we're getting to the juicy part of the story, which is, of course, Ash's final grand trial. So Ash was HAPU and her Mudsdale. And only her Mudsdale, which means that there will be no rematch against Golurk, who destroyed Pikachu. So, which Pokemon does Ash choose? His Rowlet, because of the type advantage and the fact that his new move Seed Bomb can do some serious damage? Maybe his Torracat with his brand new move Fire Blast? I know there is a disadvantage, but in my opinion this dynamic could provide for some great moves and strategy. But no, it's Pikachu. So instead of at least being able to use all your moves, including your brand new move, you use a Pokemon who's only able to use half of his moveset. Can't wait for that battle! And it starts as you expected, with Pikachu using Quick Attack for the most part, with barely any lasting effect on Mudsdale, thanks to his ability to raise his defense every time he gets hit. So one out of the two moves didn't work, so let's try the other, aka Iron Tail, which sadly HAPU countered with Double Kick, followed up by a very effective Bulldoze, and another one. And another one. So as expected, since Ash chose a Pokemon who can only use 2 out of 4 moves, he does nothing but dodging. But I guess HAPU was sick and tired of this cat and yellow mouse game, so she decided to end it with her Z move Tectonic Rage, not only hitting Pikachu but also sending him flying through the air. With Pikachu falling to his demise, Ash luckily acts quick and uses Electro Web to save his best buddy. And while his partner dries himself up, Ash immediately got flashbacks of how he shocked Lana during those really funny beach scenes. And so he just does that. He dodges Mudsdale's attack until his opponent lets a pillar fall into the ocean, which then causes water to be splashed on him, like with the Sun and Moon gang before. Funny. And because of that, Pikachu now can use electric type moves against HAPU's best Pokemon. Dear Sun and Moon, that worked back then against Brock's Onix because it was the 90s and people didn't really care about things like logic, but now it's 2019 and even Rotom's explanation doesn't make any sense. Here, this is Rotom's explanation, that splashing water on Mudsdale is equal to using the move Soak, which can transform your opponent to a water type. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like I mentioned in the intro before, we go back to the old days of Sun and Moon, and now we have the third return, the return of the ASHPULL. Something that happens not because it makes sense, but because the writers either had no idea what they are doing, or they just couldn't bother. To sum it up, Ash wins, and after that he even got to choose a Z crystal. He didn't get the Groundium Z, but instead HAPU was like, hey, choose every Z crystal you want. For example, the Firium Z, which Kiowa had to earn by battling Olivia and honoring his grandpa. Or how about the Draconium Z, which Gladion earned by battling together with Lily while also nearly dying. But no, Pikachu chose the Steelium Z. Maybe because to add something to Pikachu's arsenal, but let's be honest here. It's mostly because of Meltan, who appeared at the end of the episode and already has 2 confirmed episodes dedicated to it. So yeah, that's the end. And without any more hesitations, ratings. What can I say about the story? So this is the end of the Pony arc. The arc which honestly might have been the best arc of Sun and Moon, and that's why this episode is so infuriating, because this arc doesn't deserve this ending. This episode basically is the direct opposite of the last few episodes we received, where in those episodes we had actual character progression, beautifully crafted and emotional moments, and logic behind them. This episode just spits on all of that by going back to everything gone wrong with the Sun and Moon anime. The insulting funny faces and the unnecessary slice of life to drag on the episode is one thing, but to just have this grand trial with HAPU, which in my opinion could have been so much better, and instead of having this amazing battle, you definitely screwed it up. My first issue, the fact that it was only a 1v1 battle, which means that there was no rematch against Golurk. Do you know why rematches exist? To make the victory even better and more fulfilling, because you actually defeated a past opponent, while also showcasing some growth. Pikachu vs Raichu, Infernape vs Electivire, and Greninja vs Sceptile. These are rematches which did it right, but in this case Pikachu didn't even got his rematch. Issue number 2, the fact that Ash chose Pikachu again, and the explanation was once again because Sun and Moon wanted to show that Ash has some guts to use an electric type against the ground type. But I once again have to state that there's a difference in having guts and just being stupid. Why would you choose a Pokemon where you could only use 2 moves? Because of that, the battle was so boring, because Ash's Pokemon couldn't do anything but to dodge attacks. This right here once again damages Ash's reputation as a competent trainer. And last but not least, the ASHPULL. Sun and Moon, we are not in the 90s anymore, where everything is cheesy as fuck and you can basically get away with everything. This is the year of 2019, and we at least expect some kind of creative way to make Ash and his Pokemon look good in battle. But I guess you wrote yourself in a corner, and that's why you had to use this excuse. The excuse that splashing ocean water on a Pokemon means that he's now permanently affected by electric type moves. That he's now basically becoming a water type Pokemon. That is what Rotom's explanation has stated, and in my opinion that is just BS. So in short, compared to the Pony Island episodes we had so far, this one is just a joke, and combining all that with just the first half, which did absolutely nothing, I have no other choice but to give this a 2 out of 10. From a story standpoint, this episode was really not good. What can I say about focus? The birth of an island queen, Ash's grand trial, and on the one hand it's a pretty accurate title, but on the other hand also a very generic one, which doesn't cause any kind of excitement or hype for this episode, so it's an above average 6 out of 10. What can I say about the animation? If there's something which was really disappointing, it's the animation. Like always, we get some awkward art style moments here and there, but at this point that's to be expected. But every grand trial beforehand had some kind of animation moment which made the overall experience better. Pikachu dodging Hala's Z move, Olivia's and Ash's back and forth, Nanu's awesome looking Z move, and Lycanroc's red eyes. But this grand trial had nothing which was even close to an animation highlight. The best one was Mudsdale's Z move, and not even that was anything special. So it's a 5 out of 10. So the final score of this episode is sadly a 4.33 out of 10. And in my opinion, it's such a shame, because the Pony Island arc so far was excellent, and in my opinion it doesn't really deserve this ending right here. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and just like always, see you guys in the comments down below. Bye guys!